Hey everyone, so in today's video, I want to talk about the naturalization interview. When somebody applies for citizenship, the process is referred to as naturalization. And one of the major steps of the naturalization process is that you have to attend an interview before an immigration officer. Now, what takes place during that interview? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to talk about in today's video, so make sure to stick around. Hey everyone, so if you haven't yet done so, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up so that YouTube knows to share this information with more people. Again, at our law firm, we regularly post videos to make sure that you're up to date with the latest immigration news and to provide you with helpful immigration tips. As I mentioned, in today's video, we're going to talk all about the naturalization interview. So without further ado, let's jump right in. There's basically a few components to the naturalization interview. The first thing that I want to talk about is the application review. So in order to process your naturalization application, you basically file a form N400. The application is 20 pages long. There are a lot of questions that get asked. So when you go to the naturalization interview, one of the things that's going to take place is that they're going to review and ask you various questions about your N400 application. You should know that application. You should know how you responded to those questions inside and out, because you will be getting questions asked about what was written on that form N400. Another thing that they're going to do is they're going to ask you if there are any answers that need to be updated. For example, on the N400 application, you talk about your travel history. Well, maybe since you filed the form N400, you've left the United States. If so, that would be an area of your application that you'd likely need to update. So during the immigration interview, not only will the immigration officer ask you various questions about the N400 application and the way that you answered various questions, but they will also give you an opportunity to update any answers that need to be updated. So that's part one. Now, part two is the English exam. Basically, during the naturalization interview, unless you are exempt for some reason or you have some sort of an exception, they are going to be testing your ability to speak, read, and write English. The way that the immigration officer is going to assess your ability to speak English is through the interview itself. Through the various questions and responses that take place during the interview, they can assess that. Now, in addition, they're going to have you read a sentence written in English, and they are going to dictate a sentence that you are to write in English. So that's basically the ways that they are going to test your English ability, specifically your ability to read, write, and speak English. Now, lastly, another highly important part of the naturalization interview is the immigration officer will administer a civics exam. This exam is designed to test your knowledge of US history and government and civic values. So basically, the way the civics exam works is that there is a total test bank of 100 questions that they could potentially ask you. And they will ask you up to 10 questions. And of those 10 questions that they ask you, you have to get at least 6 of them right. So if you get the first 6 right, they may just stop asking you questions. But basically, you have to get 6 out of 10 questions right in order to pass the civics exam. There's a lot of online resources available to help you prepare for this exam, but it's important to know that's another aspect to the naturalization interview. What we've covered is that there's 3 steps to this naturalization interview. You have the N400 review and opportunity to update any sections of the application. You have part 2, which is the English proficiency, and part 3, which is the civics exam. Now, at the end of the interview, you should either find out that your application for naturalization has been approved, the immigration officer may need additional evidence, and they may submit a request for additional evidence following the interview, or the case could potentially be denied. There you have it. Those are what generally take place during the naturalization interview. Hope you got some value from this video. If you know anybody that can benefit from this information, make sure to share this video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next video.